of his experience, which was finding Father Manning again. And, y'all had tried to get assistance before you went to Father Manning, right?
Well, yes, Sci-Fi really wanted to have him on there because to have an actual a priest speak about an actual blessing or a ceremony would have been great for the TV show and the ratings and things rather than an actor playing a priest. But no one could find him for years. The folks at Police Talk, we couldn't find him. No one could find him. He'd been ill for a while, and so it's just so incredibly almost unbelievable that the one night I was on that late night talk show host is the one night that he was listening to the radio in the recovery room and he heard that. And what an amazing thing. I can add too that about 9 years after the haunting, Alan Lewis was researching things and he found Charlie Manning and talked to him. But from 1994 up into 2012, 13, 14, nothing. And we feared the worst. We thought, oh my gosh, we checked his old parishes, was that nothing. And so to have him leave that message to me in my inbox on Facebook and then to call him and hear his voice was just it was amazing. It was like going back in time or being able to go home again, which I love. My great grandmother passed away in 1988, and her husband, my great grandpa, 10 years before that. At her funeral, she was lying in state in the wake. A man walked in with my grandfather. I thought, my grandfather's alive. He had like a twin brother or brother looked like him. So like that's the closest thing I ever had to like reliving things like
Oh,
back in the
wow.
future. It was so close, but it turned out he had a brother we didn't know about, but it looked just like him. Like, oh my gosh, he's back there. It's so romantic. But this was the real thing, and that actually there he was again. So I was so honored.
That's just beautiful.
Yep.
Well, I know that we've got a little bit of time here, but one of the things that I want to make sure I get a chance to ask you about is, we discussed if you still kind of had concerns sometimes. Do you ever have people approach you? I mean, everybody approaches you. You're just that kind of guy. But do you ever have people approach you who are living in this, who are seeking guidance and help? What do you
Yes.
say if that happens?
Yes. I try not to offer my services, so to speak,
Right?
just publicly. I don't advertise for that saying looking for a place to investigate. I don't advertise for that. I because of my experience, those things are very personal. They're very
Yes.
private matters for me. It's almost like marriage counseling. You don't put it on the Facebook pages, but an occasion, once twice a year, someone approaches me who seems to have a legitimate, meaningful situation in their home that may or may not be paranormal. One of two things happen. If I think I'm the best person for that situation, which is very rare, it's only happened I think 3 times in 6 years, I will then reach out. And it's usually someone in college or someone who's younger who I can relate to in their situation. I think I have that insight to there. I will then get involved in my best to help calm their nerves and find out what's happening. More often than not, I'll refer folks to people that I respect. And there are some who I respect inherently, and I give them those cases to look at and investigate. And I just stay in touch. I just make sure that things are going well, and from afar, I kind of monitor that. And I never put things out there publicly because that should be the family's choice to do so or not.
Right.
And so I think that's a good thing. I've been involved in 4 or 5 situations where I think I've helped somebody, or if I couldn't do it, then the people around me that I asked them to intercede have done so, and they're good people. You probably know most of them. I don't want to, show favoritism here by saying certain names, but there are a number of people that that I'm also friends with who I think do an excellent job.
Mm-hmm.
And I always go to those folks first to see if they can help out, and so I'm always gratified if someone thinks I can help them. At the same time, because people view me as the ghost boy who has experience, maybe knowledge, I understand the weight my words can have. So I'm always very careful not to say things that could be reckless. I'm always very cautious about how I approach things. I don't want to inadvertently be responsible for their pain or suffering. So I'm almost like a doctor in surgery. I take these situations with so much sincerity and so much seriousness.
I am glad that you do. I couldn't imagine you doing anything else. Do you, what is the farthest that you have gone from your home to cover. Have you covered most of the United States?
I went to Walmart last week. They had a nice buy out. No, sorry.
They had a nice brisket.
Yes. I tend to stay on the eastern seaboard or Great Plains area. I haven't crossed over the Rocky Mountains yet. I had an opportunity to do a TV show series back around 2013. I declined. An opportunity to go in California. I'm not a great traveler, so I've gone to Chicago, I've gone to Texas, I've gone into Kansas, places like that. But I haven't traveled across the Rocky Mountains yet. I tend to like staying closer to home. I'll be retiring in a couple of years, and once I have that freedom of schedule, then I'll look to be going other places. I was offered to go to England, London, actually, a while back, and I turned that down too because it was so far from my home. It's so strange that I have an opportunity sometimes to go to these places. I decline because it takes me away from my love. It takes me
Right.
away from my family. It's so odd and so illogical. But having almost lost everything once before, I'm afraid to lose it again and not be there to protect my family and protect people in this way. So again, it's an odd thing to say, and I'm a little embarrassed by it. But I don't like traveling far from my home because I like being near what I love.
That is not embarrassing. That's beautiful.
Well, it's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would kill your demon with my faith. I'm not like that.
Well, I know that I'm very fortunate because when I do go out west, David goes too. And so we make that work for us. And but I travel a lot, and he's not one to go to a paranormal event. So we kind of tag in and tag out. But I
Right.
understand that because when you have something that you value like that, you don't want to do something that would put it in jeopardy.
However, Kat, having said that, I do about 40 events a year. So even though I'm not going far away, I'm almost always gone someplace, Philadelphia, Boston, someplace. But I'm always close enough where if I have to get home in 3 or 4 hours, I can.
Right. Well, that's one of the things that I enjoy. And I didn't post pictures of you and Rita or share them in that video because
All
I
right.
didn't want to put, something that personal out there. But y'all have loved each other for a long time. And I think that's
Yeah,
a beautiful thing.
once again, I'm lucky. She puts up with me, so that's more about her getting her angel wings, not me.
Well, I think it's a beautiful thing because it's so obvious from the photographs, and I've not met her yet, and I hope the opportunity arises sometime that I can. But I just think it's an amazing thing and people in chat have just spoken what I feel so much, which is that, let me find this. Let's see, genuinely nice, amazing, kind, honest, likable. Let me know when your head explodes.
I have to pay
But,
people real quick. What
you
do I
know,
owe them? What do I owe them? Was it $10 a compliment? I got this. I got this.
but, it's just really a neat thing. And, oh, I did not realize that Maura has joined chat. Maura is somebody that I value greatly. So I enjoy her. And
Oh
Maura
yes.
Katria is the director of Please Talk With Me. And she is just special in her own right. She's a brilliant person.
Yeah,
And
she
I'm
brought she
glad.
brought things to light. She brought everything. She's the one that actually was able to tell the story to make things happen. As a producer, Bill finances, gets props and things, and is very important in that regard. But it's Mara's vision that makes things become to life.
Well, she is. I'm not surprised by that because she's a visionary.
Yes.
And she is also, to be as professional in her field as she is very kind. And I feel like that you probably would not have been able to do that with someone who was not of her nature.
I agree 100%.
So I think that the world is fortunate that relationship came together so that you were able to bring your story forward. And because I have seen you at conferences, well, a conference, but I am just very aware of people's reaction to you and your reaction to them as well. And had you not just kind of taken a deep breath and come forward, you wouldn't be helping those people that way.
Well,
And J. Jeff is there too. So
I can't really just say all that without saying this. I'm aware that I have some good traits and attributes. I'm aware of that. I'm not, I'm okay.
you're all
But
right.
but I know the people that have been kind to me are much cooler and much more generous and much more amazing. And again, I'm not just saying that because it's nice to say. It's the truth, And someday I'll figure out what it is that people think so cool about me. I'll get it someday maybe, but right now I just have to say thank you to everybody. And when people take the time out of their weekends to come hear me talk, sometimes they drive 5 hours. There have been, I'll give you an example of folks like Andrew Knapp and Barry March and Kathleen Wilson. They'll come out twice, 3 times, 4 times a year to hear me talk and say hello and support me. It's just, I don't really deserve that, but I appreciate it. The fact that Jeff and Mara and Bill, my wife and my children, my parents have done these things for me, I don't deserve that. But I'm wise enough to appreciate that it's happening, and I just feel so blessed.
Well, people respond in kind, I think. And, I feel like you are very blessed because
Yes.
I see the joy
I
that you
agree.
have. But I mean, I see the joy you have in your life, right? And so there's a lot of that, but so many people don't get to experience that. And we are part of the fortunate few. And I am going to tell you that I absolutely and completely loved the quote that you put with our funny face picture. Because that is pretty much who everybody in that picture is to a degree. So
Right.
I just loved it. But I'm fortunate because, that was Joe Hawk and Philip and you and myself. And there's a lot of care in that picture.
Yes.
A lot of care, a lot of love. And I think that's important, especially today in our environment around the world and in our country and in our cities, wherever you want to look at. I think that love is the only thing that's going to bring peace and calm. And I love when we have a chance to exude and share that. And I'm glad that you do that. I think it matters so much. And you do it well. And you help other people to do it well too. And you surround yourself with people like that.
I always hope to.
Well, it is what it is. And you are what you are. And, it just doesn't get much better. It really doesn't. I think you're awesome. And I appreciate so much you taking your time to come here and share with these listeners because, Fate Magazine has been in existence since 1948.
Yes.
I've been the host of Fate Magazine for almost a month.
Big shoes, but you put them very well.
They are big shoes, and I'm very fortunate. And I was taken aback and so flattered and honored. And I'm honored that I had the chance to share you and your experiences with the listeners.
Well, thank you so much, and just so they understand how much I respect you, you're the only person in my life who's able to encourage me to eat sushi to this day. So that proves my respect and admiration for you.
Well, and you did it, and you didn't die.
I did not die.
So it was a good thing.
You said I wouldn't. You were right.
I was right. I wouldn't do anything that would hurt you.
I know it.
And, and it was great because I got to meet Michael Lewis, and I had not known him. And so now he and Roz are just all kinds of sweet and romantic and married.
It's amazing. See how that works? It's wonderful.
Life is good.
Yes.
Life is good. And that being said, we are so out of time. You are with Dark Moon Press, am I right?
Yes.
And available on Amazon and